Shalom. I want to first begin the lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the other bishops at Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning. The Akwa to you also I say Shalom. It is your brother Kharachis Akabar back with another lesson through the spirit, Lord willing, and peace and sincerity. Just want to come to y'all with something quick and Lord willing, edifying, a quick update on the things that's been going on over there in Venezuela. I got this notification on my phone early today when I was at the plantation, and thought to do a lesson on it. The last time I did a lesson on this, it was fairly new. When that incident first occurred last week. But best believe, man, the prophets are paying attention to the signs and the times that the Lord is bestowing upon us, and we're able to measure that we're at the end of the end times, man. When you see things like this, you know the Lord spoke it and said it was going to happen before it happened, as a way to show his people, the elect and the prophets, that Yahweh Shai is going to return very soon. So with that, I would just want to say fair use. This video is not monetized. I'm not making any type of monetary gain from it. This is for educational purposes only. I'm going to go ahead and read this article. It says, death toll from Venezuela's twin earthquake rises. So like it rises to over 3,300. And when I first did it, I think it might have been like under 200. I can't remember. But it definitely wasn't over 500. Whatever it was. It said Venezuela's earthquake death toll climbed above 3,300 on Sunday as authorities increasingly turned their attention from rescue operations to rebuilding nearly 2 weeks after the devastating twin earthquakes struck the country. Oh, damn, that was 2 weeks ago. It didn't even feel like it was that long ago. The Ministry of Communication reported that the official death toll had risen to 3,342, with 16,740 people injured, making the twin 7.2 and 7.5 mag earthquakes that struck north-central Venezuela on June 24th, one of the country's deadliest natural disasters in modern history. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is doing numbers. Officials said 6,462 people have been rescued alive. So like while the number of people left homeless have climbed to 17,345, an increase of more than 2,000 since previous government reports, underscoring the growing scale of the humanitarian crisis. Authorities also reported 995 aftershocks since the main earthquakes, nearly reaching the 1,000 mark, while 190 buildings have been confirmed destroyed and another 856 damaged across the affected region. Although isolated search operations continue in parts of La Guerra, emergency officials have increasingly shifted personnel and equipment toward debris removal, structural inspections, and restoring critical infrastructure as hopes of finding additional survivors continue to find. So lucky I was not this young like this before I turned the lesson on. It says the uncertainty surrounding thousands of people whose whereabouts remain unknown remains one of the most painful aspects of the disaster. And it also just goes to show you the power of the Lord. You know? The power of Yahweh Hashem Shah. This is Zephaniah 3, verse 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city, which really goes into Babylon. It says, she obeyed not the voice, she received not correction. What's it like it? It said, woe to Jerusalem and the nations. She obeyed not the voice, she received not correction, she trusted not in Yahweh, she drew not near to her God. And that's talking about the Israelites, because we were the only ones, we're the Lord's only children out of all the nations. Her princes within her are roaring lions, her judges are evening wolves, they gnaw not the bones till the morrow. Her prophets are light and treacherous persons, her priests have polluted the sanctuary, they have done violence to the law. Best believe majority of the people over there in that land in Venezuela are the tribe of Asher, the Israelites. And majority of those people are 2/3. You know what I'm saying? Most likely they're 2/3. Which is why the Lord have to bring forth great judgment on these people. Because best believe that they're probably still indoctrinated with Catholicism or whatever, Christianity or whatever they believe in, voodoo, witchcraft, whatever, It says, the just Yahweh is in the midst thereof, he will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light, he faileth not, but the unjust knoweth no shame. That's why you have people saying pray for Venezuela and whatnot, Not realizing it's the Lord who the one is controlling everything under the earth and causing these great terrors and plagues to come upon earth, because it's time to start judging the wicked for their iniquity. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that. Because the Lord's about to start turning shit up, man. And he ain't playing. It's no time for games. 2 Ezra 15:1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's all we're doing. We're foretelling events that are about to come to pass in the near future and trying to warn our people of their transgression so they could turn and fall out to the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua like it was meant to be. And those who will listen and hearken, they will be counted as the elect of the house of Israel and are going to receive salvation. Lord willing, we be at that number. It says, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, right? So that's just a whole bunch of unfaithful people that just perished. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was cursing the Lord, calling on false idols, whatever, man. They were non-believers. And if you did have few, people in that passed away that were of the elect, then they're just martyrs. And the Lord probably just putting forth grace upon them. It says, behold, saith Yahweh, or so like I meant to say mercy. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Right? That's what the Lord is doing throughout the land. Not just Venezuela, not just America. It's happening all around. And very soon it's about to touch Babylon the Great. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right? Coming into my point right here, verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. So the Lord is going to continue to let this wickedness just run rampant on the earth. He's in the process of cleansing it right now, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things, in which They wickedly exercise themselves, right? Niggas willingly commit iniquity on a day-to-day basis without fearing the Lord or considering him at all in their thoughts. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me. You know what I'm saying? The prophets. And the souls of the just complain continually. Going back to verse 6, it says, I have cut off the nations, their towers are desolate. I made their streets waste, that none passeth by. Their cities are destroyed, so that there is no man, that there is none inhabitant, right? The Lord is the one who does these things. NLT, I have wiped out many nations, devastating their fortress walls and towers. Their streets are now deserted. Their cities lie in silent ruin. There are no survivors, none at all, right? And the fact that there is some right now is just the Lord showing mercy. Because he could wipe out that whole little island. Or, it's like not island, but that whole little country. But guess what? Through all of that, verse 7, I said, surely thou wilt fear me, thou wilt receive instruction, so their dwelling should not be cut off. Howsoever I punished them, but they rose early and corrupted all their doings, right? So you got, damn, he just smacked that. No, he didn't. So you all receive judgment from the Lord, for your wickedness and your iniquity. And you still go back and do the same stuff. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation, right? His anger, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy, right? Everybody gonna feel the Lord's wrath. Because the shit that goes on right now in the world under the sun is just unacceptable. Let's see. The uncertainty surrounding thousands of people whose whereabouts remain unknown remains one of the most painful aspects of the disaster. While the government has not released updated figures on the number of people still accounted for, humanitarian organizations continue warning that thousands of families are still searching for relatives amid widespread communications disruptions and the destruction of entire residential neighborhoods, right? Laying the cities waste. The United Nations International Organization for Migration has previously estimated that roughly 50,000 remain unaccounted for, many of whom could still be trapped beneath collapsed buildings or separated from relatives because of the chaos caused by the earthquakes. Volunteer-run online registries continue compiling tens of thousands of reports from families seeking information. They keep getting them to hit off the end of their bat about missing loved ones. Government efforts are increasingly centered on caring for those displaced by the disaster. Officials said the number of temporary camps have increased from 59 to 79, reflecting the growing demand for emergency shelter as structural engineers continue evaluating damaged apartment buildings and homes. 86,800 families have now received some form of government assistance, while authorities said more than 9,500 metric tons of food and 670,000 liters of water have been distributed throughout the disaster zone. Hospitals and emergency clinics have treated nearly 24,000 patients, according to the latest official figures, right? Overwhelming these damn hospitals. International support also continued to expand over the weekend. We're seeing U.S. officials traveling to Venezuela to review the disaster response firsthand, getting help from your enemy. But like his iron rusted, so is his weakness. Because did they not just take captive the fucking president at the beginning of the year? It says international support. Oh, Salaki. The U.S. Embassy in Caracas said Executive Secretary of State Lisa Kina and Caleb Orr, the State Department's Deputy Assistant Secretary for Economic, Energy, and Business Affairs, visited the country alongside members of the U.S. Disaster Assistance Response Team to assess relief operations and identify additional humanitarian needs. During the visit, the delegation conducted an aerial survey of some of the hardest hit areas brought a military aircraft provided with support from the U.S. Department of Defense, allowing officials to evaluate damage and determine where additional U.S. assistance could be directed. I'm trying to find. It's like you bear with me. I guess this will do. I can't think of it exactly. I can't think of exactly what precept I'm thinking about. It might be this one though. Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or were with the righteous cut off. Even as I have seen that plow iniquity, and so wickedness reap the same. By the blast of the Most High power they perish, by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. The visit underscored the unusually close cooperation between Washington and Caracas following the June 24 earthquakes. The United States have become one of the largest contributors to the international response, employing hundreds of search and rescue specialists, including teams from the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County. You see how they try to act like they showing help, right? And like I said, this could have been man-made, or it could just be of the Lord. It could have been man-made, or it could have been natural. It'd be funny if Esau Edom did this, and these motherfuckers act like they come in and provide help because they want to turn Venezuela into one of them smart cities. I wouldn't put it past them. The interim government reported that 4,000 foreign rescue specialists are now participating in the response alongside 29,500 Venezuelan military, police, and emergency personnel, and 27,400 registered volunteers. He smacked that. Volunteers, illustrating one of the largest humanitarian mobilizations in the country's recent history. Right, mind you, they stole barrels of oil from this country, and they quite literally single-handedly destroyed the economy. Let's look at the history. I try to do a lesson on it one time, but of course YouTube silenced that shit. So it might be on my Rumble. I can't remember. Aid agencies say access to temporary housing, clean drinking water, sanitation, medical care, and psychological support continues to lag behind demand as thousands of displaced families remain reluctant to return to homes that may have suffered structural damage. And it just goes on a little bit more. It's giving me a word salad. I'm going to jump down. The assessment concluded Venezuela experienced an unusual earthquake doublet in which the initial 7.2 magnitude earthquake triggered a neighboring fault, unleashing the larger 7.5 mag quake just 39 seconds later. approximately $24 billion in direct losses to builds and another $13 billion in damage to infrastructure, with telecommunications and energy systems among the sectors hardest hit. So they without power. You know, Lord is cold, man. He set off one earthquake that triggered another one that was even worse. This is the second book of Ezra, the 9th chapter. In the first verse, it says, He answered, Consider all these things very carefully. When you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared, you will know that the time has come when the Most High Power will bring judgment on the world He has created, right? And what's going to be some of the signs of the Lord bringing judgment on the world which He created? There will be earthquakes, national rebellions, international intrigues, unstable leaders, and confused rulers. When you see these things happen, you will know that they are what God, the Most High Power, has spoken about since the beginning of creation, right? The beginning and the end of everything that happens in this world are clear. The same is true in the world above. Wonders and miracles show the beginning of events, and mighty signs show when they end. Some people will escape destruction and be saved by their good works or by their faith. All of them will survive the dangers I have prescribed and will enjoy the salvation provided in the land that I have set apart from eternity as my own. Then those who have ignored my ways and held them in contempt will be surprised when they find themselves in continual torment. Right? It's talking about the elect and the 2/3, as well as the heathen nations, really non-believers as a whole. This will include all those who ignored me while they were alive, even though they accepted the blessings I gave them. It will include all those who scorned my law during the time they were free to do so, and all those who refused to repent when they still had the chance. The torment they will have to suffer after death will force them to recognize the truth. Therefore, Ezra, you should stop asking questions about how the wicked will be punished. Instead, be concerned about how and when the righteous will be saved. The world was created for them and belongs to them. I said, I must repeat what I said before. The lost far outnumber those who are saved. It is like a wave compared with a drop of water. Those are the words of the Lord, man. And they are faithful and true. So repent while you have the chance and call on the true names of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah and get right with the Lord, or receive judgment. The choice is yours. So with that being said, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakodash, that belongs to the apostles and the elder bishops at Great Millstone, once again, who've taught me the truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Until next time, I say Shalom Israel, Shalom. And as always, we're one day closer to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom Israel, Shalom.